This show is part of the Transpodcaster Visibility Initiative.
You do know that I got this and a pretty awesome machete by chasing Jason off with a neon pink dildo, right?
Ew. Things I could have lived without knowing. Well, it is Friday the 13th, so what movie are we going to discuss?
Yeah, but didn't we just do an episode recently and we got a podcast coming up after all?
So, we've got time for it, and the date is appropriate.
Okay. Let's discuss Jason versus Ash.
Wait, that doesn't exist, does it?
Well, in a way, it does, and it doesn't. Let's talk about Camp Crystal Lake's connections with the Evil Dead.
So, we're talking about Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday? What's the Evil Dead connection there?
In a blink and you'll miss it scene,
We're shown not only the Necronomicon in Pamela Voorhees' former home, but also the Kandarian dagger from Evil Dead 2. Believe it or not, the studios were trying to get Evil Dead involved with other horror franchises from the get-go. Well, I always thought Jason Goes to Hell simply existed just to set up Freddy vs. Jason.
in a way, it was.
But this tie with the Evil Dead goes back even further, all the way to the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Wait a minute, it goes that far back?
Nancy, the heroine of Nightmare on Elm Street,
Actually watches clips from the original Evil Dead on television with grim fascination. And so what?
in Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn,
Freddy's trademark glove is clearly in the basement of the Nobi cabin, as well as in their work shed. Well, it's just two horror directors acknowledging each other's work.
Really? Okay, so how exactly did Freddy Krueger get the power beyond the grave to kill people within their dreams?
Wait a minute, what? What are you saying?
Yeah, just think about it.
Seems like something a Necronomicon could do, and powers that the Evil Dead could grant. I mean, just look at the demons in Freddy's Dead for further proof. Okay, so how again exactly isn't this just horror nerds paying tribute to each other?
This rabbit hole goes even deeper than that.
Evil Dead references appear in Pumpkinhead, Hellraiser, Halloween, Child's Play, and more sequels. Hell, they even cross-reference each other sometimes. Unholy fuck. Disney didn't create the shared cinematic universe idea.
Hell no! Universal did it first with Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman in 1943.
Too bad Universal can't reclaim that now. Of course, without fucking it up with Tom Cruise.
I couldn't agree with you more, EM, but I digress.
Jason Goes to Hell most likely started life as a Jason vs. Ash or a Jason vs. the Evil Dead treatment. All the elements are right there, and there's more than a few characters from our leads to create and do that could have been our Ashley Slashy. Hell, Jason is even killed and sent to hell with the very Kandarian dagger when it becomes a sword. Sure, they say the final script was written in only 4 days, but why was it so rushed? Was it a clever rewrite and retooling of something that already existed but they couldn't secure the rights for? That would explain why they had access to props from Evil Dead 2 originally, but then suddenly they didn't have that permission to use them last minute. Why is that? it does make you wonder. Why, yes, it does. Damn it, Tannen, can we please use your Rick and Morty portal gun to go to the universe where this film happened the way it should have?
If only that were possible, Yim. If only.
And to think, in that universe, we would have probably gotten Jason vs. Freddy sooner. And then, of course, Jason vs. Freddy vs. Ash wouldn't have been just a comic book. Well, we got what we've got. So, Jason Goes to Hell. Is it any good?
Actually, yeah. It's quite good.
It's a little different than your standard Jason fare, but that isn't a bad thing. It introduces a new concept for the franchise and some interesting, likable characters. Is it campy? Yeah, but not in a Bride or Seed of Chucky kind of way. Forget what you know about previous Fridays and give this a go. So, we won't need the booze for this one?
It's still a later entry into the Friday the 13th franchise, but you don't have to drink yourself stupid to enjoy it. Well, until next slime, creep it real, unpleasant screams, and happy Friday the 13th. Groovy.